Welcome to the Ben Stillwater Radio Show.
Coming to you from the Buckaroo Studio at Livingston, Montana.
With your host, Ben Stillwater.
And your co-host, Cindy Jean. Welcome to the podcast. Right beside me here in the co-pilot seat is Cindy Jean.
Yeah, and we got your host here, Ben Stillwater.
We got some coffee and conversation going on.
I got coffee.
My cup holds more coffee, I think.
I think it does. Do you ever try that mushroom coffee? I've been wanting to do that.
I've heard rumors.
I think I'll try that sometime.
Well, we'd like to talk a little bit about another guitar. Well, we're talking about a same guitar another time. Again, it's one of my favorite guitars to play. It's called a Gibson Songwriter.
That's kind of, yeah. You've been writing a lot of songs, but how many did you write on that one?
I can't recall exactly.
It's been quite a few.
I think I've wrote more instrumentals on it than I did vocal songs, but it's Gibson did a good job on it. It's got, of course, you got the cutaway on there and a good, like a preflex preamp. So it's a good live guitar, right? And it's really the preamp in it works great for recording too. It's just got a good setting for just a plug and play deal. You just kind of balance out your EQ, and you can shape your tone just a little bit, and it doesn't have that problematic undersaddle pickup problem.
Just sounds real good.
Sounds real good. Sometimes when you record with it, it reminds you a lot of a microphone, which is kind of hard to do out of a undersaddle pickup because they pick up vibrations or on pressure. So
I see.
And one of the coolest ones you ever heard was a Baldwin piano pickup.
Oh yeah.
And that was I was told a man named Shot Jackson. So there was in Nashville, Tennessee, you had Show Bud steel guitar. So you had Buddy Emmons and Shot Jackson, which was Show Bud.
Yep, that's right.
And they had a shop down there off of Lower Broadway back in the 60s and 70s. And, of course, that was right when the pedal steels were coming out. So you could buy a pristine pickup, and they'd actually remove your bridge, put a new bridge on your guitar with that Baldwin piano pickup in there.
I believe your steel's a Show Bud.
It is.
That's quite the instrument.
It is, that pedal steel guitar. Yep. Pro 2, they call it. But on the guitar side of things, there was only a couple of them, really. There probably was some more, but really the most notable couple was Jerry Reed had one. And when he started playing nylon string guitars on his early records, like even when Elvis played or sang Jerry's song, Jerry wrote the song Guitar Man. Mm-hmm. Elvis Presley recorded it, and Jerry Reed played the guitar on that session.
He really pounded on that thing.
Yeah, and that was a classical guitar, nylon string, and it had that pickup in it. Anyway, the other man that had one, of course, was Willie Nelson.
Oh, yeah.
So he lost his guitar, nearly lost that guitar trigger. We know that guitar with the hole in it. And anyway, in a fire, I guess, in one of his houses in Nashville, he managed to save 2 prized possessions, one he carried out, and that guitar.
Oh.
But anyway, that guitar was I can't recall the name. It'd be like a N20, N25 Martin, classical. Martin didn't make a lot of classical guitars, but they did on that. So that's what trigger is a Martin classical guitar.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
And this is what was really neat about the Baldwin guitar pickups. They were really piano pickups, but they put them in guitars, and that was that it came as a matching set. So if Shot Jackson or Show Bud steel guitar put the pickup in there for you, then it came with an amplifier.
Oh.
So you could say exclusively, since Willie Nelson started playing Trigger, he recorded and played all the music you hear him doing is through one amplifier. It's a Baldwin amplifier.
Oh.
And that was the ticket to Willie's sound, was that pickup and that amplifier. So any stage he ever played, or any record he ever recorded with Trigger, was with that one pickup and that one amplifier. Still to this day, he's got that Baldwin sitting by him right on stage, and that's the Willie Nelson sound.
Oh, that's cool.
So a lot of the foundation of these pickups really came from that era of pickups. So everybody sought after that sound, of that acoustical sound that wasn't too percussive. But anyway, the Gibson Songwriter has a onboard system that's very similar to that. You get a really good sound. And here we got with us the Stillwater kids and Cindy Jean. We're picking on an instrumental called Sunny and Snow.
strings are swollen. Keep them doggies rolling rawhide.
Now it's time for Rawhide and Rhinestones, from cowboys, cowgirls, and country music. Right now, we're talking about Hank Thompson and Dolly Parton.
And I'm going to guess which one Dolly Parton is on this. Is she the rhinestone?
And the cowgirl.
Yeah. She played classical a lot, like Jolene and stuff. She's playing. Dolly Parton was really a good guitar player and a songwriter. And the song that's featured on this here podcast is actually written by Dolly Parton.
Yes.
And sang with two of her close friends. But before we get to that,
we're talking about Hank Thompson, honky-tonk country western artist. He was one of them that wore the blingy rhinestone suits.
Well, yeah, he did. Of course, he had the cowboy hat. He had a career that spanned for 7 decades. Can you believe that?
Oh, wow.
That's a long time. Hank Thompson, man, he was a guitar man and musician, and it's incredible to think that he was in the business for 70 years. That's a long time.
I'd say.
Well, and of course, he had the Brazil Valley Boys that was with him all them years.
Yeah.
And I was told by a couple of old musicians out of Nashville that for his band, everybody that played an electric instrument, bass and guitar, steel, the Standell 25L15 amps, everybody had one in the band.
Oh.
And, of course, that was an incredible amp. You could play just about anything through it. Joe Maphis played one, and Merle Travis, of course, Chet Atkins. Jimmy Day was a steel player for Ray Price. He had one. So Hank Thompson, he definitely, because he played a Super 400, a few different ones. He had a blonde one, a natural one, and then of course the Sunburst Gibson Super 400. The other thing that was neat about Hank was one of his signature songs was The Wild Side of Life, which became there became an answer song to The Wild Side of Life. Of course, that was
from Kitty Wells.
That's right. The first lady of country music, also known as the queen of country music, Kitty Wells. It
wasn't God who made Honky Tonk Angels, and that was her first #1 hit.
That's right. I recall that. Mm-hmm. And the other interesting thing about The Wild Side of Life is that the melody was used at least 5 times. The first one, probably the first one, would be The Great Speckled Bird.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
And there were several other songs that were brought, used the same melody, and The Wild Side of Life was one of them. Mm-hmm. And, of course, old Roy Acuff, he sang The Great Speckled Bird on the Opry more than once.
Yeah, more than once.
And the song that we wanted to play on the podcast today by Hank Thompson is called The Oklahoma Hills. And I believe that song was wrote by, I always want to call him Arthur Guthrie, but it was Woody Guthrie and Jack Guthrie. I think Jack recorded it first. And Arthur Guthrie might have been a brother to Woody.
I know it came up number 7 on the charts.
Number 7?
Yep.
So here's Hank Thompson singing Oklahoma Hills.
Many months have come and gone since I wandered from my home in those Oklahoma hills where I was born. Many a page of life has turned, many a lesson I have learned, yet I feel like in those hills I still belong. Way down yonder in the Indian Nation, I rode my pony on the reservation in the Oklahoma hills where I was born. Way down yonder in the Indian Nation, the cowboy's life was my occupation in the Oklahoma hills where I was born. But as I sit here today, many miles I am away from the place I rode my pony through the draw, where the oak and blackjack trees kiss the playful prairie breeze in those Oklahoma hills where I was born. Way down yonder in the Indian Nation, I rode my pony on the reservation in the Oklahoma hills where I was born. Way down yonder in the Indian Nation, the cowboy's life was my occupation in the Oklahoma hills where I was born.
And now it's time for Rhinestones on the Ben Stillwater Podcast.
Remember to go to Ben Stillwater Facebook, and you can also listen to the Ben Stillwater Podcast on YouTube. So you got Spotify, YouTube, and then you can follow Ben Stillwater Facebook on there with all the thumbs ups and likes.
Dolly Parton?
Yeah, she wore some rhinestones, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
And she does. She had some nice hair.
You can pick any kind you want.
Yeah,
any style.
I guess you could.
Yeah.
But she kind of liked the blonde.
Yeah, she stayed blonde.
But she's had a career that's unbelievable.
Oh boy, did she ever. Does she ever. She's still out there.
Yep, she's still there.
Yeah.
And I still marvel at Dolly Parton because she played with really long fingernails. I don't know how she did it.
Yeah, she did.
But she strummed along, played along. What a songwriter. And she wrote, the next song on the podcast today is going to be Wildflowers, is a song that Dolly Parton wrote. And an interesting combination with her friends Linda Ronstadt and, of course, Emmylou Harris.
Yeah.
And you can't go wrong with harmony singers like Emmylou Harris and Linda Ronstadt, especially when you're Dolly Parton. It was just a perfect, in my opinion, a perfect trio. And, of course, some of the musicians on that album, the trio album, were incredible. You had Mark O'Connor playing the violin, and, of course, Albert Lee was Emmylou Harris' guitar man in the hot band.
Oh.
And he was playing guitar on there.
We always remember the one that I Will Always Love You.
Oh, that one. Was that on this album?
I'm not sure.
Oh, probably not. But yeah, that's a memorable song.
Yeah.
I think, did Whitney Houston cover that?
Yeah, she did.
It's kind of like Proud Mary. Did she cover that song too? Or was that?
I can't remember that, but
I don't know if Whitney did it. It was somebody else.
Can't
remember.
Tina Turner.
That's the one. Yeah, that's who did it.
There we go. Yeah.
Some people thought she came out with it.
When I think of Dolly, I always think of that one that she wrote to Porter Wagner.
Coat of Many Colors.
Yeah, that one too. Well, she wrote a lot.
Yeah, she was a good writer.
Did. Yeah.
Good singer. And this album got a Grammy Award. The trio album with Andy Lou and Dolly and Linda.
Yeah.
So, and I can see why. Great singers, and here they are, the trio singing Wildflowers.
The hills were alive with wildflowers, and I was as wild, even wilder than they. Or at least I could run. They just died in the sun, and I refused to just wither in place. Just a wild mountain rose needing freedoms to grow, so I ran, fearing not where I go. When a flower grows wild, it can always survive. Wildflowers don't care where they grow. And the flowers I knew in the fields where I grew were content to be lost in the crowd. They were common and close. I had no room to grow, and I wanted so much to branch out. So I uprooted myself from my home ground and left, took my dreams and I took to the road. When a flower grows wild, it can always survive. Wildflowers don't care where they grow. I grew up fast and wild, and I never felt right in a garden so different from me. I just never belonged, I just longed to be gone. So the garden one day set me free. I hitched a ride with the wind, and since he was my friend, I just let him decide where we'd go. When a flower grows wild, it can always survive. Wildflowers don't care where they grow. Just a wild rambling rose, seeking mysteries untold. No regret for the path that I chose. When a flower grows wild, it can always survive. Wildflowers don't care where they grow.
We'd like to say howdy and thanks to Brian Bethke.
I hope he's feeling better.
Yes.
He's been a little under the weather, but we thank Brian again for helping us out in the I got tongue twisted there. Publicizing or publishing, there's the word.
That is a tricky word, yeah.
With the podcast and all the other things he's got going on. Brian Bethke on Facebook, you can check that out. And we'd like to say thanks to Mary at 99.7 and all the folks there for putting us on the air there.
Yep, thank you up there on the hill.
In the Dairyland, Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. And we're coming to you from the Buckaroo Studio here in Livingston, Montana. And things are going good out west here. And we'd like to say howdy to all of our fans there in Wisconsin. And keep in touch when you can on the Facebook there. Be glad to hear from you.
Yeah.
One of the Stillwater kids is my youngest daughter, Catherine Leanne, mandolin player. And we wanted to play a song that she sings here for you called I'm Walking. It's an interesting take. She's strumming away on the mandolin and got her own way with vocal lines, and it's a lot of fun recording with her. So this will be of course, with the Stillwater kids and Cindy Jean and Catherine Leanne singing I'm Walking.
I'm walking, yes indeed I'm talking about you and me, and I'm hoping that you'll come back to me. I've waited for your company, and I'm hoping that you'll come back to me. What you gonna do when the well runs dry? You're gonna run away and hide. I'm gonna run right by your side. For you, pretty baby, I'd even die. Walking, yes indeed, I'm talking about you and me, and I'm hoping that you'll come back to me. Walking, yes indeed, I'm talking about you and me, and I'm hoping that you'll come back to me. Lonely as I can be, and I've waited for your company, and I'm hoping that you'll come back to me. What you gonna do when the well runs dry? You're gonna run away and hide. I'm gonna run right by your side. For you, pretty baby, I'd even die. Walking, yes indeed, I'm talking for you and me, and I'm hoping that you'll come back to me. What you gonna do when the well runs dry? You're gonna run away and hide. I'm gonna run right by your side. You pretty baby, I'd even die. Walking, yes indeed, I'm talking for you and me, and I'm hoping that you'll come back to me.
Each episode of the Ben Stillwater Podcast features an original American songwriter.
I've been writing songs for a few years now, and
Quite a few.
yeah, but I've certainly been inspired and throughout life to work on songs, and work with guitars has been kind of my main companion, and songwriting has been a 6-string guitar, and so that's why I really like to talk about break down some of the songwriting things, in music, all kinds of music. I like, growing up, I like to listen to a variety, like Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens. Oh, you had Nat King Cole, and there was John Fogerty.
That's quite a variety.
Yeah, I even listened to old Lead Belly.
It was the Lead Belly.
Well, you'd be getting into the blues land over there.
Oh, okay.
Some of that, and of course Jerry Lee Hooker and Howlin' Wolf, Lightning Hopkins, Bo Diddley.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Muddy Waters, and so I definitely like to listen to a lot of different types. And so songwriters, I think, are largely overlooked by in general in the topic of music or about songs. And so it's nice to bring out some of the songwriters, maybe behind the scenes. It's nice to know, some of our favorite artists like George Strait, Alan Jackson, Toby Keith. And it's nice to Brooks and Dunn, although Brooks and Dunn wrote a lot of their own songs.
Right.
Quite a few, actually. That was quite a songwriting team, Brooks and Dunn.
Mm-hmm.
They sit down, they read another hit.
Yeah.
They had it going on, still do.
Great songs.
And great performance. Man, they got, what do they call that? I forgot which award it is when you get Entertainer of the Year.
Oh, yeah.
And of course they held for country duo awards.
Yep, that too.
They didn't have a lot of competition when they started. But yeah, a lot of music, so we like to talk about songwriting. And on this episode of the Ben Stillwater Podcast, we're talking about an American songwriter called Don Gibson. And of course, he's another one of my favorite because he played a Gibson Super 400.
Oh, yeah.
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 I think he had one or two of these guitars, and then later on he started playing, I believe it was like a New Yorker or a D'Angelico. He kind of switched off a little bit later on in his career, but the prime time of Don Gibson, when he had See a Heartbreak and All Lonesome Me, he would open a lot of those tracks with that guitar just strumming.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a kind of a mid to late 30s Gibson 400. And sometimes, depending on the record, there were different things done with Don. recordings, and one of the things they did, there was a lady there in Nashville. Her name was Velma Smith, and she was an incredible rhythm player. And so some of the records, I'm not sure exactly which ones she played or which ones Don played. It's hard to tell. She'd just whoop on that guitar.
I know you showed me pictures of her.
Yeah, Velma Smith.
She's really getting into it.
Just
there.
a little lady sitting there, and she had a big sound, man. She put the pick in her hand, and she'd strum that big old arch top. Made some beautiful intros and rhythm tracks. And this is one of Don's songs, great song of the time. It's called "Sea of Heartbreak."
The lights in the harbor don't shine for me. I'm like a lost ship adrift on the sea, the sea of heartbreak. Lost love and loneliness, memories of your caress. So divine, how I wish you were mine again, my dear. I'm on the sea of tears, the sea of heartbreak. Sea of heartbreak, heartbreak. How did I lose you? Oh, where did I fail? Why did you leave me? Always to sail the sea of heartbreak. Lost love and loneliness, memories of your caress. So divine, how I wish you were mine again, my dear. I'm on the sea of tears, sea of heartbreak. Sea of heartbreak. Oh, what I'd give to sail back to shore, back to your arms once more. Oh, come to my rescue. Come here to me. Take me, keep me away from the sea of heartbreak. Lost love and loneliness, memories of your caress. So divine, how I wish you were mine again, my dear. I'm on the sea of tears, the sea of heartbreak.
But it's come time for us to sign off on the Ben Stillwater Podcast. We'd like to thank you all for being a part of the program again, and we look forward to hearing from you anytime you can on Ben Stillwater Facebook. We'll say so long.
Cindy Jean signing off.
Have you ever thought about the way life would be here without freedom? Standing here with you before the flag, we can't help but see what's been done. To give your life for someone, the highest price to pay for anyone. We salute our flag, standing here today. Know within our hearts a soldier paid. Some are laid below, some mark a grave. Our American dream, freely give what we receive. At the heart of the nation, we the people are set free. American dream, freedom upon the rock as high as the heavens.